My name is Abby Cronin.
Hi, my name is Olivia Hemmelgarn. Cheers.
Cheers. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Nice.
Okay, ready?
Ready. Mystery.
Mystery. We'll do that one.
All right.
Call another missionary and encourage them.
Oh my gosh.
Give no context.
Okay.
That's so fun.
All right.
Who are you gonna call?
Hey Angela, it's Olivia. I just wanted to call you to thank you for serving in this mission, for the ways that you lead this community in worship, and how that brings us closer to the Lord.
It's funny because I just saw her too.
It's funny because I'm living with her right now.
That's true. About you.
Oh, fun.
What do you wish you knew your senior year of college?
Well, my senior year of college was pretty crazy because I lived in Arizona on co-op in the fall, and I was discerning mission work, and then I said yes to SPO. As soon as I said yes to being a missionary my 5th year of college, I still had a while to wait until my placement. I would pray the litany of trust every day as I waited, but then I just continued to after that, and so I think I would want myself to know how much my trust in the Lord would be increased by stepping out in faith. Mystery again.
Again, oh my gosh. Do I get to call someone again?
I hope so.
It's fun.
It's similar. Or I could make a different one.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
It's good.
Who do you want to give a shout out to?
Oh my gosh, a shout out. Who do I want to give a shout out to? I want to give a shout out to Dana Middendorf because we're wrapping up our summer training here for SPO. And Dana was my household leader this summer. And I just found a lot of rest and a lot of joy and a lot of life in our house. There were 6 of us there, and Dana was our leader, and she just led with such joy, such peace, such steadiness, and I am so grateful. So shout out to Dana Middendorf, missionary at Northeastern University.
Yeah, Dana! We love you! Woo!
Man, I get the fun ones.
You do.
SPO, what was the biggest surprise you encountered after becoming a missionary?
It's so cold in Minnesota.
You were surprised by that?
No. That is a good question. What was the biggest surprise? Got to lead a few different small groups both years in Minnesota, and one of the small groups that I led, they were sophomore and then junior girls in formation, and we went through the first year that I was with them, we went through the content to be a people. And I had never gone through that content because I wasn't a part of formation in college, and so many other things that we went through. And I was really surprised by how side by side I was with those women, and how I was just so greatly surprised by the ways they were really trying to implement this content into their daily life, and it really encouraged me to do it too. So I was really surprised by how much I needed formation. Bring us some people. I want you to have a Jesus one too. Oh, that's good. SPO.
Okay.
Oh, this is good. What has God taught you through living in household?
I have learned so much through living in household, and I think primarily God has taught me that saints are made in the everyday, in the everyday things of life. That it's waking up to my alarm clock at 6 a.m. that teaches me discipline. Holiness is built and developed and grown in the Lord through the everyday things of our lives.
I love that.
It's so
There is so much joy.
Mystery, your
Mystery.
turn.
Oh, this is it.
What's the last picture on your camera roll?
I have a video, but so the last picture and video, we celebrated the Lord's Day. We opened the Lord's Day yesterday with the house that we've been paired with for training. And so there was a few missionaries and then a few student interns. And one of the women, she's from Washington State. Shout out to Natalie.
Go Cougars.
Go Cougars. And Natalie made a presentation that she gave us after dinner that was why 2040 Ashland MT23 household will be relocating to Pullman, Washington.
The whole house.
Yeah, the whole house. So she went through every state that every woman was from and the worst parts about that state. And why they should be relocating. One of the girls borrowed my phone because I had my phone nearby.
Okay.
To take pictures of Natalie giving this presentation. So the last photo was this woman's leg.
Oh my gosh. It's not even a good photo.
No. About you?
Let's talk about Jesus.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Oops. Oh boy.
Did we go down? Do you remember the moment you met Jesus?
I think the Lord blessed me with the gift of faith. And then I remember in high school going to Steubenville youth conferences and having pretty powerful experiences there in worship and adoration. However, I also remember leaving one of those conferences feeling like, man, some people had these really emotional experiences and I didn't have that. But just being so certain that the Lord was there, that he was present, and that he didn't give me that emotional experience because he was inviting me to just live in that place of faith, knowing that he was there.
Good.
So I can't say I remember the first time, but I do remember those. I will say though, later in life, I very much remember powerful experiences where I encountered him again, and it was very personal. I remember on a Fan and a Flame retreat my senior year, just experiencing the Holy Spirit pretty powerfully. And to get a little more specific, I guess, one of the women in my small group was sharing, I always said it was a word of prophecy, but maybe now I would consider it more of a word of knowledge. And just the way that she spoke this word into my life, it just cut me. It just cut me to the heart in a way that said without even sharing what she said, the words I heard from God to my heart were, I see you, Olivia. I see the parts of you that you're afraid to share with other people or afraid to share with me, God. And I love you there. And I have a plan of goodness for your life. So I remember that it was early February 2019. So I had encountered the Lord before that, but that was an encounter that changed my life.
Okay.
SPO,
SPO, that's good.
Okay. Was saying yes to mission easy?
Yeah, I think so, which I was surprised by. But the Lord had worked a lot in my life up to that point, that I was real excited about it. That I think my story, just how I grew into a personal relationship with the Lord, was kind of simultaneous with just having opportunities to grow in leadership at UC. And so, yeah, I was just really stretched, and in that learned to rely on the Lord and started to pray. And my fourth year of college, one of my good friends, she was discerning being a missionary. And so I just she is still a very dear friend, and so she allowed me to walk with her through that process. And just watching her discernment, it was so attractive to me. My heart was like burning. I was like, I just want to do that now. And so at that point, I like started to have conversations with my parents of like, I'm thinking about this, and there's always a lot of question marks, but just like starting that conversation early, I think like brought a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
That when I actually like went to apply, I was pretty certain like if I applied and was accepted, like I know I would say yes, like at this point.
Yeah.
But then even still, like I was kind of nervous to apply. I was like, oh my gosh, that's real. But it was while I was living in Arizona, and yeah, that was the first time that I had experienced like immense freedom. And like I saw a whole community of women living freely. And I wanted more of that. And so at one point during that year, I went on a retreat with them, and the whole retreat was on the life of St. Peter, who I just love. I love him. And there was one talk specifically that was like basically a calling to mission, because it was about Peter walking on water and like that stepping out of the boat. And my heart was just like, you know, when your heart's just like pounding and you're getting warm and you're like, something's happening. I was just like so moved by that. And so I got home that night from the retreat and was like, I have to do it now. We'll see what happens again. SPO. What is your most recent adventure with other missionaries or students in SPO?
Probably, I mean, there's a lot of little adventures, but I would say like the most recent kind of big adventure was in January, taking a group of UC students down to Florida for Ascend, and we road tripped. You were there.
I was driving.
We road tripped in a minivan, filled it up with some gals, and drove. The drive down was really fun. We just like stopped at all these random places. We stopped at the original Kentucky Fried Chicken. I think that was probably my favorite stop, honestly.
We got there before it opened at like 3
And we waited in the parking lot. So many adventures, but that's the most recent one. What is your favorite time of day and why?
Before living household, I was definitely a night owl, especially like being in art school. You know, I loved staying up late working on studio projects. My friends were around, we'd like put a movie on, I'll be working, get skylines since we're in Cincinnati. And they were just fun nights. So I was totally a night owl in college. And then I moved into household and we have morning prayer. And that was a good transition because I love morning prayer. But my favorite time of day, I like an early morning. Like I like to like wake up and like make coffee, take prayer time, and I'm most productive in the morning. Like I have my best ideas in the morning, and then night is when I'm like at night when I was in studio is when I'd just be like cranking things out.
Yeah.
And so I think I like the morning because 1, I can drink coffee.
Yeah.
2, I'm fresh off of prayer.
Yeah.
And I have my best ideas. And it's just like in the summertime when it's kind of cool and you get a little walk in. Yeah, I like morning. I like the mornings.
You got a fun voice now.